Good morning. Hello, everybody. Wonderful to have you all here and excited to do all of our Qigong today. Um, the focus we have is for the wood element, and the wood element has another relationship to the archetype of the dragon. And the dragon also is a great representation of springtime. We've actually begun the procession towards springtime. There's an understanding that the equinox and the solstices are the peak time of the element, but there's like a graduation to get to the peak. So when you felt the change in season just a few days ago, where the warmth returned and the birds started to sing a little differently, that's the beginning of spring. And every 18 days, you have another transition that graduates towards spring equinox, which is the beginning of the season. And so we're progressing in that way. You can feel spring is occurring. And what you can't see is that right now, all of the sprouts below the earth are starting to respond to the warmth. They're starting to rise up and they'll eventually pop out of the ground around the time of spring. So, or the time of equinox. So we get to begin with movements that kind of open up the center of the body that has that same kind of springtime energy. And the dragon is like a coil. So a dragon is said to be able to spiral down from heaven to touch earth, and then to spiral up from earth to rise to heaven. And if that's a very similar way that sprouts kind of twist and turn as they grow up towards the sun. So we're going to open up the sprouts of our body, and the tendon system and the nervous system are very much kind of the vines and the growth, the sprouts of the body. So let's begin by finding a comfortable seated pose on the floor. And just notice as we spiral that everything from the base of the spine up each vertebrae starts to unwind and soften, and use your breath to move your body. So as you inhale, rock forward, and as you exhale, draw the navel into the spine, open the back, and follow your breath. One of the special features of the liver, which is the organ for the wood element, is that it moves all of the chi in the body, which is quite a huge support to all of the vital fluids to get to where they need to go. And in the evening, the blood is said to kind of return back to the liver to be filtered and processed. And the more of that blood that you have to nourish the liver, the better you sleep. So there's a very specific relationship between sleep, dreaming, the wood element, and the fluid that helps the wood element, which is from the water. So water nourishing wood. Keep spiraling and follow the rhythm of your breath. And each element has a sense organ that it supports. And for the wood element, it's the eyes. So I'll invite you to close your eyes and turn your gaze inward. Bring your awareness to the base of the body, your connection to the earth, your smooth inhale, And exhale. And feel as if your tailbone is spiraling in to anchor you to the earth. And 3 more breaths. And reverse. This time you can push and pull yourself with your knees and focus on extending the spine up and extending the crown of the head towards heaven. So feel as if you're extended up towards heaven and grounded down into earth. Five more deep breaths. Inhale forward, exhale back. Oh, and return back to center. And relax. So bring your feet forward and hold on to your feet. One other part of the wood element organ system is the gallbladder. And the neat thing about the gallbladder is if the wood element of the liver moves all of the energy in the body and stores the blood, the gallbladder controls the liver. So it's almost like the it's like the manager to this huge circulation of energy and blood that moves in the body. This exercise, we've done it in other warm-ups. We're going to focus on what's called the belt vessel. And there's a part of the gallbladder that controls this very important midsection. And it also is one of the places that reveals kind of, I would say, unprocessed energy potential. AKA our love handles or our utility belt. It can be both. So as you open up this part of the body, notice that you're trying to open up your hips and open up this kind of energy potential of the hips. They call it the vessel of latency. So this is like all the latent potential that's inside the body. If the liver helps with dreaming, the latent energy of those dreams before they get kind of triggered into action is controlled by how you use your utility belt. It's the best way I can explain it. So breathe in and down. Exhale the chin in towards your chest. Inhale, lift the head first. Inhale back to upright. And continue to breathe in a circle. So now that the elements are starting to come together in form, we can talk about how they all play together. And we spoke about how water nourishes wood. And in the process of creation, it's the spark of uh, creative water essence. It's literally your instincts and your awarenesses of what you should do and where you should apply your willpower. And the conception of ideas or the conception of life all comes from water. And when it's fed to wood, then it grows the vine. It dreams into reality all of the structure or the architecture that would create a person's dreams. So first you have the instinct, the impulse, and the awareness, and then it starts to dream itself into a form, and then wood feeds fire, and fire is the action potential. So that's what you put into practice when you've dreamed out the structure or the plan. And then in the cycle of how elements control each other, metal chops wood. So what that looks like is that the refinement of checks and balances, where you check how your dreaming mind reflects with actual reality. Then you kind of trim the hedges, you create a beautiful sculpture out of your bush, and you start to make form kind of supportive of what your dream was. And so that's how all the elements start to interact with each other. So 3 more deep breaths. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. And all the elements work with each other. So the last element that we haven't spoke about is earth. And earth and wood are said to be part of a similar axis. Literally, they're right next to each other in logistics. But earth is the practicality, the physical form of things, and kind of when the rubber meets the road. So the dreaming mind can be very adventurous. It can go anywhere it wants to dream. It can perceive anything as being possible or true. And it's the earth element that brings it into practicality. So yes, you want to do blank or whatever, but this is what you need to have in place in structure to make the dream come true. So they all have to be interdependent. Back to upright and hold your ankles. Again, the breath moves the chi is controlled by the liver. We're using that and the opening of our utility belt with this movement. So take a deep breath in and down. Exhale, fold forward. And press on the heels, open the tailbone. Inhale, rise up and back to upright. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up. And 5 more deep breaths. And return back to upright. And then we're going to do a small but supportive meditation. The meditation is only as long as 9 breaths. But if the breaths are done with kind of deep and complete intention, it takes a moment to take a full inhale down to the pelvic floor and a full exhale back to the crown of the head. And the posture is called the Ocean Dragon Meditates in the Clouds. And so you start with the right hand underneath the left elbow in the right wrist crease, and the left hand is over to the right side. And it is only a one-sided meditation. For some reason, this is how you're opening the energy pathways to help with your dragon cultivation. And there's a lot of different movements and archetypes that use dragon postures as a way to twist the tendons and to start to circulate a large amount of chi. So as you take 9 breaths, you're going to visualize that you're a beautiful dragon sitting in the clouds, looking down into the ocean. And you can visualize whatever you'd like to see deep in the ocean. At the same time, internally, you're looking in and down to the navel center. They call this the Sea of Chi. And in that case, it's kind of you looking into the ocean of your own belly. So as you turn your gaze inward down to your navel center, visualize sitting on a cloud, being a dragon, whatever color, all the colors, and peer into the ocean and see what the ocean looks like from your perspective. So 9 deep breaths. And then before we get out of this meditation posture, I'll have you take one last deep breath, gathering all of the thoughts in your mind. Exhale and empty them into the ocean of your navel center. And with a clear mind and spacious vision, bring an intention into your thoughts of what you'd like this practice to do to nourish for you and for everyone around you. So gather your intention and your motivation. Exhale and empty your motivation into the navel center. And let's begin. So your motivation can also be considered your dream, as well as how the energy moves, is how the energy is motivated. And we've created a beautiful and clear intention of what that is. That is. And let's start with some of our dragon movements in a standing position. So one of the lovely ways to get all the energy moving through the body is to jump. And it's actually a very important or common part of a lot of really old practices. And I think everything from Aboriginal practices in Australia to kind of African dance practices in other parts of the world, there's all of these ways that we stimulate the movement of the body, and the water or circulation of the body or the crystal structure in the bones starts to get woken up. And I learned more about this when I found an old clock of my great grandpa's, and it was a crystal clock. So they would make clocks that were self generating energy producing. And the way that you stimulate it to work is to shake it. So I learned that after I was doing my shaking practice, and all of a sudden this ancient clock of mine started to rotate for the first time in quite a while. And we're very similar. We have crystal structures in our body, and we have to shake the crystals and kind of generate movement to circulate all of the potential out of the bones and through the tendons into the organs. And this version of it is gentler. If you do have space where you can do some really strong bouncing, it's best to do it outside because you can really like stomp your feet on the ground. And all of the dances that were done in community that had this kind of pounding and hitting of the earth was receiving also the resonance from the ground and then stimulating the crystals of the bones to circulate all the energy. And this version of it is called the, where do I have it on my thing? Oh, it's the dragon wags its tail. So start with the feet hip width apart. Oh, it's the feet together. Circulate the hands above the head. Bring the hands to the center of the chest. The right hand is going to be in front of the chest. The left hand is behind. And you want to feel like the shoulders are relaxed and the thumb is at the tailbone and the right thumb is at the chest. And as you bend your knees and wag your tail, let the front and back hands wave with your movement. And then shake the front and back. So inhale, wave the hands back and forth. You're kind of gathering momentum. And exhale. And then feet apart, same thing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then reverse the left hand in front, the right hand behind. Your right hand is the dragon's tail. The front hand is generating and gathering kind of this pearl in your hand. So gather energy, sway the tail, inhale and exhale. You want to feel every part of your body shake, including up the spine. Inhale and exhale. And relax. So we're going to do that one more time. Now you know the wagging the tail part. And what it does is it can burst movement and energy out of stuck places. So just got a great burst of movement, feeling warm. And a lot of the wood element or dragon movements have a way of generating heat. So let me say this before we get started in other exercises is you can breathe strongly in and out through the mouth. Curl the tongue or open the mouth so that the tongue is exposed and you'll feel the cool air kind of regulate the body's temperature if you'd like to cool off. So the full movement has three parts. The second part is called the phoenix spreads its wings. And you bring your hands up into a beak under the armpit and then exhale down and stretch the fingers out. What you'll notice is you'll feel this warmth of tendon energy moving through the arms to the fingertips. So inhale, make the beak, exhale, down and out. In, making the beak, exhale down, circle out, you lead with the wrists, and then last you press out with the palms. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then the third part is the young boy plants the willow. So the arms come out, the backs of the wrists touch, and then as best you can bring the elbows together. If they're over here because there's back tension, that's actually perfect. You want to feel the tendons. And then you stretch up as if you're growing like a sprout. Oh, so inhale and exhale. One more time. So let's put all three of these together. And it's kind of a sequence of movements. So follow the best you can. Keep breathing. That's the ultimate goal. And stretch your tendons. So inhale first, stretching the fingers to the middle of the universe, the center of the galaxy. Exhale. Inhale, stretch the fingers to the ends of the universe. Exhale. Keep the feet hip width apart and bring the right hand to the sternum, the left thumb to the tailbone, and begin to wag the dragon's tail. Inhale and exhale. I like to make dragon noises. It's really up to you. Breathe deep in and down to the tailbone. Exhale. Three more deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. One last deep breath. And extend the arms. And make the hands into a beak. Bring them up to the armpit. Exhale. Sink. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, press. 5 deep breaths. Inhale, make a beak, bring it up to the armpit. Exhale. Lead with the wrist. Inhale, exhale, press. Down to the navel, make a beak, up to the armpit. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, make a beak, exhale. As the hands sink, gently rise up. Inhale, as the arms rise up, sink, exhale. One last time. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then the young boy plants the willow. So inhale, circle the arms, bring the elbows the closest they can come together, and then exhale, press the feet to the ground. Gently raise the hands up to the sky. Inhale, sink. Exhale, rise up. Feel how the whole body is just like a sprout planted in the ground, rising up. And 2 more breaths. You should feel like you're gathering any tension from the back, stretching it as the hands come together and opening the neck and shoulders. And close just as we began. So take a deep breath in, extend your fingers to the center of the galaxy. Exhale. Extend your fingers to the ends of the universe. Exhale. And then spiral to seal the chi. I love that opening and closing, but specifically it's for some of the dragon movements. They always have this gathering energy from the center of the universe, gathering energy from the ends of the universe. It also helps with broadening your perspective, since the eyes and vision relate to the wood element. There's a lot of seeing the big picture that happens in dreaming. And if I need to open my awareness of the world around me because it feels constrained or smaller, then I start to think really big and I start to try and draw in the biggest forms of that vision. And next, we have a movement called churning the chi. So one of the ways that wood element movements help deliver is by kind of wringing out the rag. And the liver itself is like a large sponge. It has everything from all of the blood that we need to everything of all of the toxins that you don't need. So those can be moved in the right direction by churning the chi. So begin with both palms facing up at the navel center. Take a deep breath down to the navel and exhale the right hand over to the left. Turn the palm, circle the hand, right hand to the right hip, and extend the left hand over to the right. Inhale. Kind of gathering the energy back to the hips. Exhale. Twist into the right hip, exhale. Left hand over to the right. You're gathering new chi, twisting into the left hip and helping any stagnation move. Exhale, the right hand to the left. Inhale, the left hand over to the right. Find your breathing rhythm and keep a soft and gentle stance with the legs, but twist into the hips as you turn. And two more times to either side. One of the big goals with this movement is to really turn and sink into your hip. So extend the left hand to the right, sink into the right hip. Inhale, gather chi back to the left hip. Extend the right hand over to the left. Like you're pouring sand into the leg that you're sinking into. You're gathering chi into the side that's open. Oh, one more time to either side. I love this movement. And return back to the center. Bring both hands up to the level of the chest. Both fingers point forward. The next movement is expanding the forest. So the most common way to picture the color for the wood element is to imagine like pine trees or that emerald green color. So with this understanding that you and your liver are this vast, beautiful forest. Inhale and exhale. Sink as you exhale, bring the fingers together. Inhale to the center. This is not the lungs, it's more the solar plexus, right where the liver in the midsection is. So exhale, sink, inhale, rise up. And in your visualization, see that there's this expansive forest around you, and you're drawing in the beautiful terpenes of the forest. There's this naturally arising gas that we actually live on. You can actually go on the internet and buy terpenes from different trees, and each one of them has a different healing property for the body. So the gases that come off of trees settle down below the lowest branches, and animals and people walk through the forest and gather these nourishing kind of energies from the trees. So inhale, gathering and expanding the forest. And 3 more deep breaths, expanding the forest. And just to clarify, some of the ways that the tendons get participation in the movement is if you really accentuate kind of the pinky finger leading the rest of the hand in a circle, then you'll feel all the tendons open in the arms. And next, we have wave hands like clouds. So in the same way that a dragon can reach up to heaven from earth, wave hands like clouds is kind of the free and easy wandering of the mind. The mind dreams in any direction, in all directions. So let your mind soften and wander, and your eyes will follow the movement of your hand. So inhale the left hand up, sink into the left hip, extend your left fingers, and float the hands back to the navel. I'll clarify. So as one hand comes down, the other hand comes up, and your eyes are on the hand that's closest to your face. And then as the hand goes out of view, the left hand rises up as the right hand returns to the navel. Inhale, left hand and left hip turn at the same time. Exhale, sink back to the center. Inhale, the right hand rises up, sinking to the right hip, and extend the right hand. So you're doing kind of a figure eight with the hands, and your eyes are looking into the cloud that's the palm of the hand. Try to make the transitions as smooth as possible. And then return back to center. Both palms come to the navel. And then moving clouds make rain. So the backs of the fingers touch. Extend the fingers up. Exhale, open. Inhale, press the feet into the ground. Exhale, relax and sink. Press the feet into the ground to bring the arms above the head. Exhale, sink the whole body as the hands float down. So moving clouds make rain. Take 5 more deep breaths. And next we have double dragon plays with the pearl. So as you take a deep breath in, breathe down to the navel center. Exhale the right hand over to the left, sink into the left hip. And this is part of our first beginning of the movement. So it's a full circle. It's not like the other movement, it's a full circle with the palms facing up. Another way that it's seen in practice is a Tai Chi silk reeling exercise called playing with the teacup. So this is like you holding a teacup and you don't want to spill the water. So the palms stay up and the circle of the arms kind of inform you how you sit into your hip. Exhale the right hand over to the left, all of the weight into the left hip. The right hand to the right hip, all the weight into the right hip. The first part of double dragon plays with the pearl. And then a more dynamic movement is to start. And then the second half of the movement. So inhale, circle the hands overhead. Exhale, the left hand to the left hip, all of the weight into the left hip. The right hand over to the left. Inhale, up, overhead. Exhale, sink into the right hip. Left hand over to the right. Inhale, up, like you're holding a plate. Exhale down to the left hip. So inhale, circle back to the right hip. Exhale, left hand over to the right. One more time to the other side. And then back to the center. and double dragon place with the pearl at the same time. So inhale, exhale, both hands cross. Inhale up and above the head, hold the platter. Exhale, press the feet into the ground as you rise up, both hands to both hips. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more deep breath. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. So there you are. There is something special about tendon twisting. You get all of this stuck energy move through the body really powerfully. And that's why it's warmer than other Qigong movements. So then this wood element movement, I'm going to kind of turn so you can see what both hands are doing. But both hands begin at the navel center and extend the right arm forward. The left hand is at the left hip, but the fingertips are pointing towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and press the left hand forward. Draw the right hand to the right hip. Inhale, the left palm up, the right fingers to the sky. And exhale, press, twist, and push. Inhale, turn. Exhale, sink, press, and twist. This is for the liver to squeeze and open and purify itself. So inhale and exhale. 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 Inhale, exhale. One more time to either side. And then 2 movements for each breath, so double time. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. And follow your breath. And one last breath. And relax. For this cool down, I want to teach you a special sound that you can use to exhale a lot of heat from the body very quickly. It's HE. So 3 deep breaths. And you can use that at any time that you'd like to cool down. We're going to do another movement that brings a lot of tendon strengthening. So feet just beyond hip width apart. Inhale up to the chest and make dragon claws. And you want to see the tendons open on the back of the hands. That's why you know it's a dragon claw. The other way to see it is that the thumb is to the side. If the thumb is down, this is a tiger claw. So just as a thought, you're dragons today. Inhale and step the left foot behind the right. Sink down and extend the right hand to the left shoulder, the left hand out to the side. The elbows sink down so the shoulders are open. And you can sink as little or as much as you'd like. So inhale, dragon claws, step the right foot behind the left, extend the left hand to the right shoulder, the right hand out. Follow your breath. Inhale, gather chi, dragon claws, the right hand to the left shoulder, left hand to the side. And then last, you can turn your head to the opposite side, the left hand to the right shoulder, and the head turns to the left. Inhale, look at your beautiful dragon claws. Exhale, turn the head to the right, the hands extend to the left. And again, a gentle version of this stretch is perfect. The goal is to open the sides of the legs, which is the gallbladder meridian. Inhale, exhale. And then the other healing sound, or the more common healing sound for the liver, is a continual SH sound. So inhale, exhale. And the sound is said to come out of the eyes, the nose, the mouth. Inhale, exhale. When you're releasing, with the healing sound, you're releasing the impurities. So that's any anger or frustration. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, dragon claws. Extend to the left, turn the head to the right. One more time to either side. Turn back to center. 3 deep breaths to cool down, because that's a warm one. And use the HE sound to clear a lot of heat. And we'll continue with another beautiful dragon movement. And this is called dragon flying. So as you inhale, for this one, the feet aren't together. So the heels touch, the feet are fanned out. And you begin with the hands at the navel. Inhale, soothe to the sides, and exhale. Oh, sorry. Inhale and exhale. The hands come into a lotus flower as you squat. You can squat as little or as much as you'd like, so there isn't a wrong way to do this. Then as you inhale, extend your hands towards the sky. Press the palms towards the ceiling so all the tendons in the arms open, and then lift up onto the toes if you can. Exhale down, the palms face the nose and the navel center, and float the hands back to the center. So inhale up, exhale down the sides, through the center, create the lotus flower, and press the feet into the ground. Raise the hands above the head and stretch to the sky. Exhale. So let me show you my hands. Inhale, exhale. Hands in the lotus flower. Inhale, stretch. Stretch to heaven. Exhale down the center. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, rise up. Stretch. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale, rise up. Stretch. And exhale. Inhale to the sides. Exhale down. Inhale, rise up. Stretch towards heaven. And exhale. So the next movement is starting the longer sequence of movements, and its preparation exercise is called the swimming dragon feeds on chi. And one of the goals is to breathe as deeply as possible. We'll breathe into the chest, the diaphragm, down to the navel. So 3 different chambers of the breath. And as you exhale, you use the sound SH or shh to bring excess heat out of the body, but also to release excess anger. So it's a lot about kind of gathering any tension that might be in the mind or in the body, and then letting it out as you build the energy that you breathe into the center of your body. So feet hip width apart, inhale up, extend your fingers, and you make dragon claws, and exhale. So you brush back and forth, and then inhale up, make dragon claws. Exhale, release. Inhale up, exhale. And one more deep breath. Inhale up, dragon claws. This puts tension into the tendons, and then exhale. Releasing any frustration or excess stagnation from the body. And we'll begin the swimming dragon practice. There is a wonderful book on the swimming dragon, and you'll know if you're in the right place if it's a really old book with a blue cover and kind of a blue gentleman doing this practice. That's the most in-depth version of this practice that I found. And one of the extra goals is to warm the tendons. So as you're moving the palms together, you can press them into each other and you'll feel the dynamic tension kind of activate the tendons. If you want a gentler version of it, don't do that, but continue to breathe slow and even, or open the mouth so that the cool air starts to regulate the body. What I'm going to do is the mirror version for you. So what you see on the screen, you want to do the exact same side, and I'll speak it that way, but I'm actually doing the reverse opposite. So begin with the feet together, knees slightly bent. Inhale up and through the center. Exhale, hands to the left, hips to the right. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, hands to the right, hips to the left. Inhale, fingers underneath the chin. Exhale, hands to the left, hips to the right. Inhale, sweep down to the hips. Exhale, sink down to the knees. Inhale up and to the right. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale up onto the tiptoes and exhale down. One small addition is every time you extend your hands to one side, turn your head to the opposite direction. Inhale, sink. Exhale, hands to the right, hips to the left. Inhale, hands overhead, hips to the left, hands to the, oh wait, hands to the left, hips to the right. Inhale under the chin. Exhale, hands to the right, hips to the left. Inhale at the waist. Exhale, lower to the knees. Inhale up and to the left. Stay spiraled together. Exhale over to the right. Inhale onto the tiptoes. Exhale down. And inhale, sink, hands to the left, hips to the right. Inhale over, hands to the right, hips to the left. Inhale under the chin. Exhale, hands to the left, hips to the right. Inhale at the waist. Exhale at the knees. And inhale up and to the right. Exhale over to the left. Inhale onto the tiptoes and exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the right, hips to the left. Inhale overhead, hands to the left, hips to the right. Inhale under the chin. Exhale, hands to the right, hips to the left. Inhale at the waist. Exhale at the knees. Inhale up and to the right, the left. Exhale over to the right. Inhale up onto the tiptoes and exhale down to the navel. Inhale up the center, hands to the right, hips to the left. Inhale overhead, hands to the left, hips to the right. Inhale under the chin. Exhale, hands to the right, hips to the left. Inhale at the waist. Exhale to the knees. Inhale up and to the left. Exhale over to the right. Inhale onto the tiptoes. Exhale down the center. One last time to the other side. Inhale up the center. Hands to the left, hips to the right. Inhale overhead. Exhale, hands to the right, hips to the left. Inhale under the chin. Exhale, hands to the right, hips to the left. Oh, sorry, to the left, hips to the right. Inhale at the waist. Exhale at the knees. Inhale up and to the right. Exhale over to the left. Inhale onto the tiptoes. Exhale down the center. And bring both palms to touch at the navel and spiral to seal the energy. And there you are. That's the swimming dragon. So let's come down to the floor. And I invite you to actually lay on the floor if you have the ability to relax that way. The, the Qigong meditation that we're going to do is called Dreaming Qigong. And the way that it moves the energy during the meditation is exactly like the energy moves as you sleep. And the centers of the body that get utilized are the heart, the navel center, the medulla point, which is called the center of dreaming or the mouth of God. And this is said to connect with the third eye point, which is the point of vision, visualization, and also intuition. And those dreams are projected to the vision center of the pituitary gland. So to consider that every time you're opening up the medulla point, mouth of God, and the I would say intuition point, the third eye, naturally the crown becomes illuminated. So that's the unspoken part of the meditation, is that you're opening up this triangle of the head, but we're going to go directly from the mouth of God to the third eye point. So in the center, where the pituitary gland is, in the center of the brain, is called the crystal palace. So it's and there is like a calcium quality or crystal quality to the pituitary gland, which is the master hormone gland for all of the organs. So with that in mind, another way to look into this meditation is sometimes called the macrocosmic orbit. There's the microcosmic orbit that just goes up the back, down the front, and this is the macrocosmic orbit, or the heavenly circuit, that includes the arms and the legs. So let's begin. Bring your inward focus down to the navel center. Breathe into the navel center. And as you gather chi into the navel, picture a gentle blue light from the ocean of the kidneys become brighter and brighter with each breath. And with this gentle blue light, inhale and bring the blue light up to the center of the heart. With each breath, make the heart red and warm, loving and soft. Smile into your gentle, loving heart. And inhale, gathering the red from the heart. Exhale and let the energy from the heart sink down to the navel center, blending the blue with the red, the heart with the kidneys, and creating this purple ball of light. And breathe into the navel center. Gather the purple light at the navel and bring this ball down both legs. So split it into two. And as you exhale, the purple light travel down both legs. Down to the bottoms of your feet. And continue to breathe into the purple energy at the bottoms of your feet. Inhale up the back of both legs, relaxing the legs. Inhale up the back of the legs and join this ball of energy at the tailbone. Inhale, open and relax the tailbone. Exhale, relax. Inhale, relax and open the tailbone and bring this ball of purple energy up the back of the spine to the point across the navel center. Breathe and open the door of life. And breathe in and up the spine, bringing this ball of light up to the back of the heart. So as you inhale, open the back of the heart. As you exhale, relax. Inhale into the back of the heart and exhale. Split this one ball of purple light into two. And as you exhale, let the light travel down the back of the arms and relax the arms. Exhaling down to the backs of the hands. Exhale down to the middle finger. Inhale up the inside of both arms, gathering purple light into the armpit, relaxing and releasing any tension from the arms. Breathe into the armpit. Inhale and join together these two balls of light to the back of the heart, illuminating the heart with purple light. And inhale up the neck and to the base of the spine, the base of the neck. Opening the center for dreaming and the mouth of God with each breath. And then inhale through the center of the brain, right in the center where pituitary gland and the crystal palace is. Breathe 5 times to illuminate the crystal palace with your purple light. And then exhale through the center to the third eye point. Seeing this purple light become brighter with each breath. Feeling the crown of the head open. And exhale down the front of the face, front of the throat, the center of the chest. And inhale into the heart, feeling this purple light become bright with each breath. And exhale back down to the navel center. And this meditation would genuinely be done 9 more revolutions. And as a sleep aid, it helps you get to sleep and to stay asleep if you wake up in the middle of the night. So you are invited to continue dreaming and resting and breathing into your dreaming centers. Thank you so much for enjoying time together and learning more about the wood element. And I look forward to next week. We'll continue into the fire element and the heart and the small intestine. So enjoy your Sunday and relax. It is always a pleasure to spend time with you. And thank you so much for spending time with me. And if you have any questions, you are always welcome to text me. Sorry, that's not. With questions, and I'd be glad to give you insights or direct you to good information. But it's always a pleasure to spend time with you, and thank you